In this video, I'm going to be going over the official top 10 creature vote that has been going on. It is officially ended, so I'm going to be going over all the entire top 10 list. And number 10 is the Pyroraptor. This is actually a pretty unique and creature idea. It's basically like a smaller version of the wyvern. That's kind of more like a raptor, because you know it's got the raptor in the name and all that. Basically, what it does is it mimics a wyvern, and people and like the dinosaurs basically think that it is a wyvern, so they'll like completely ignore it and won't attack it. And it can also go out and steal wyvern eggs. Coming in at number 9 is the giant prehistoric giraffe, or the Silverian. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm just gonna forget that. But yeah, this one is a pretty cool one because it's basically like it's not actually as big as a giraffe, but it is pretty big. And when you ride it, you can actually have a catapult on its saddle, so you'll be able to throw out like jars of pitch or just the giant boulders, which both can end up being pretty useful, as well as it's just a pretty fast mount as well. This next creature is the Bastion. This is basically a giant beetle. When you find it in the wild, you can find it as a baby, like a little larva or something like that, and then there'll be the bigger beetles that are guarding it. In order to tame it, you have to tame the small version, I think, and then you can use that as a shoulder pet until it fully grows into a giant beetle. Once it grows into a giant beetle, it is able to fly, and it is probably one of the biggest and most versatile flyers, as well as it can pick up things like a carno with the top of its mouth, as well as its saddle has miniguns on it, which is also pretty cool. And at 7th is, I don't also know how to pronounce this one, but this is basically like a prehistoric mountain goat. It can climb up mountains, and is going to be a versatile creature, and probably a really good travel mount on the ground. And then we have the Rhinoganantha. I'm pretty sure most of you guys know about this by now. Is like the second place in the Lost Island vote. This one might actually end up winning just because of the popularity from the last vote, but it's basically a giant carnivore that's bigger than a T-Rex but smaller than a Giga. So it's in between a Rex and a Giga, and you're going to be able to take it to boss fights, and it's probably going to be one of the strongest carnivores we've seen compared to the Giga. And it should be able to take down a Giga as well. Coming at number 5 is the Armando sushi. This one is a really cool one. It's basically like a giant armadillo, but that's not its main ability. Its main ability is, of course, it can roll, and it has a giant tongue that it can stick out, which this tongue can be used as a grappler, so you can basically grapple around, swing around areas, and then you can roll on the ground in all 360 degrees, and it's definitely going to be a pretty interesting ability. Next, we have the giant vampire bat, and I don't remember what the name of this is, so that's what I'm just going to call it. It's basically just a giant bat, bigger than the Onyx, and when you tame it, you can ride it around. It'd be cool to have a rideable bat in the game. You could find it in caves, and you know, that's pretty much it. After that, we have the ofceratops, which is one of the most popular, obviously, since this is high in the thing. It's made by D.I. Long, the art, and it's definitely a really cool looking creature. This is going to be a massive trike. And here's the size comparison here compared to a regular strike. And it's going to be like a giant like siege machine being able to take down a Giga. It's going to be one of the strongest herbivores in the game. Coming in at number 2 is the Rhinoganantha. This is basically a gigantic flying bug. When you tame it, you'll be able to ride around on it, and it's got this motorcycle style saddle. It can pick up dinosaurs with its legs. I think it can even pick up a T-Rex if it has all 3. This is going to be a really big creature. It can also swim underwater, and when it swims underwater, it makes itself look like a Tuso so that nothing will attack it. Finally, coming in at number 1 is the Bison, or the Steppy Bison, I think it is. This is going to be really cool, and it kind of fits the theme of Fjordur, but it's basically, you know, bison, they'll move around in giant herds, and I believe their milk can be used to raise younglings or young dinosaurs, which will be a nice ability. And I think the herd movement is a really cool idea, and I hope they would implement that if this does end up winning. So those are all the creatures. This isn't my list. This is the official top 10 list that just came out probably an hour or two before this video actually comes out. So if you guys did find it helpful, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe. I'll have a link to the voting page once they do come out with it, so that way you can go vote on one creature. Remember, it's only one creature that you can vote on, and you can't vote on others, and they won't allow like duplicate accounts or alternate accounts to go vote on there. They will be banning you if you do try to make multiple accounts to go vote on stuff, so be careful with that. But thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, and bye.